Wait, am I supposed to be asleep right now? What should you do when in surgery, anesthesia fails? Jack, no, please. Each year about 30,000 people encounter such cases. Because the anesthesia failed, the patient was not comatose. When surgery happened, he was still awake and had to suffer through surgery. It's very painful, but he couldn't move. Clay was that unlucky guy. He was a second-generation super rich and super handsome. He was even faithful. This is his girlfriend, Sam. Those two had been living together for a long time, but Clay's mother was unaware. Clay's mother was a woman who desired to control people. She always asked her son to maintain his excellent performance. This put great pressure on Clay, made him want to rebel against her. This is his best friend, Jack. He was a surgical doctor. Many years ago, he had saved Clay's life. Clay had congenital heart disease. It's difficult for someone who had it to live very long. He asked Jack if he should tell everyone about his relationship with Sam soon. Jack said immediately with surprise that this was big. But Clay was very hesitant, mainly because Sam's education was not high and she was his mother's assistant. Because of the nature of the work plus Sam's disgraceful appearance, Clay's mother absolutely disagreed with their relationship. "I miss you. You are beautiful." Clay knew this very well, but Sam could clearly see his thoughts. "I'm sorry. I didn't know she was going to be here, alright?" Seeing her boyfriend running away, Sam was extremely upset. "You're not supposed to make me feel sick." On the way home, Clay's mother wanted to arrange for a heart replacement surgeon. The invited doctor was famous all over the world, but this surgery was still high risk. Everyone knew this. Hearing this, Sam quickly forced Clay to take her to see his parents before the surgery. "I've been engaged for 6 months. No one even knows I'm dating anyone." Seeing Sam sobbing, that night Clay spoke to his mother. What would his mother do if she knew about it? Clay's mother was so angry, she was so blind to hide a fox without knowing it, and even handed her son to that person. "I can't stay here forever." Clay and his mother had a big fight. That night he called all his friends to help him organize a small wedding. "Marry me." As his best friend, Jack of course also came. He also served as Clay's best man. This was the first time Clay went against his mother's orders. He was very happy. Clay really enjoyed the taste of freedom. With his close friend and his partner by his side, Clay regained his courage to do one more thing against his mother. He decided to change the main surgeon from world-renowned specialists to his best friend Jack. Jack had a few surgical incidents but Clay didn't care. This scared Clay's mother. She just couldn't stop her son. "I wasn't asking for your permission." So Clay just lay on the surgical bed. But this surgery had not been reliable in the first place. Clay's anesthesiologist was drunk. "Look at the machines. Look at the fucking monitors." On the surgical bed, Clay shouted frantically. Anesthesia failed. He was operated on while being awake. His chest was open, but Clay couldn't move. "Clay, come in." He desperately wanted to gain his consciousness. Even moving a finger was fine, but he couldn't do it either. It's dead quiet in the operating room. No one knew about Clay's struggles except him. In order to forget the pain, he had to recall his sweet moments with Sam. That was the only thing that could cheer him on. He kept saying to himself to forget about the pain. With this, Clay managed until the lunch break. The replaced heart had come. The anesthesiologist left and his close friend Jack, the main surgeon, suddenly became strange after the anesthesiologist. "This guy's been watching everything I do. He's just an idiot. I think they found out we've been pushing Clay down the donor list." The others said that they already had a match. All the doctors in the operating room turned out to be in collusion. "Wait a minute, what the hell is this?" They planned to kill Clay, then pretended that was a surgical incident. Hearing this, Clay couldn't believe his ears. His best friend wanted to harm him. But what should he do with his chest was still open? While everyone was arguing, Clay tried to regain his strength and stood up. Unfortunately, that was just an imagination. Clay's body was still lying there. It's just his soul standing up. He was really desperate. It was at this moment that Sam suddenly entered the operating room. Clay was overjoyed. He kept trying to tell Sam that Jack wanted to kill him. But he didn't expect that Sam was also their accomplice. She had come to want to make sure everything went well. Sam knew everyone in the operating room. Even when the main surgeon felt ashamed and hesitant, she convinced Jack if they got that case done, the money would be theirs. Then she took the poison syringe herself and injected it into the heart. All old things were revealed in front of Clay. Only then he found out that Sam used to be an employee of this hospital. She was Jack's colleague. But because of a surgical incident, they all have to pay a hefty price, so they thought of this plan. Sam would seduce Clay and married him. Then Jack got an excuse to approach Clay and became his best friend to persuade him to change the main surgeon into himself. They took the excuse of surgical incident to kill Clay to pay the remaining debt. That heart didn't beat anymore. Even though Clay could be deceived, it couldn't get past his mother. If they wanted to do things perfectly, there was only one way that Sam would make Clay and his mother grow apart. Hearing everything, Clay regretted deeply and really disappointed at himself as to why he didn't listen to his mother. "I'm sorry, but it was too late." The heart was injected with poison and was about to be put into the chest cavity. His soul was also stretched in his chest. When heart replacement surgery began, the old heart was removed. Clay's soul was pulled outside. Sam coldly looked at Clay's body. "Sorry, baby. He really loved you, Sam. He didn't even know me, Jack. We never even met." In the corner of Clay's eyes, there was a tear, but it went completely unnoticed. If the anesthesiologist saw, he might probably find out that he was not in a coma, but the anesthesiologist didn't see it. The new heart was put into Clay's body. That heart had been injected with the poison so it would stop beating quickly. At that point, Clay could only give up. He returned to the place where his soul wanted the most. It's his house. He sat in front of the familiar fireplace and waited for his death to come. In the hospital, Clay was officially declared dead. The doctors pretended to save him and prepared to take the body out. "I'm so sorry. You failed my son." But Clay's mother suddenly met the anesthesiologist. "We'll need your permission." "I don't understand. He's alive?" "That's right. ECMO still kept him alive. He just needed a new heart and Clay could be saved." But Clay's blood was a rare type. Finding another heart was very difficult. It's impossible to have another heart like that right away. The light was completely extinguished in Clay's world. But his mother had lit him a light. In the darkroom, her mother told him, "You're going to live, Clay." It turned out outside the operating room, she had seen through Sam's plan. She opened her purse and discovered that Sam used to be a nurse here. She also found out that her name was fake. Besides, Sam was very familiar with this place. "That button is broken. You have to press it twice." There was also someone knew her. Putting it all together, his mother immediately knew it was no coincidence. But by then the surgery was almost over. It's too late to save her son. She knew her son was bound to die in the operating room, so she immediately called the surgical doctor she knew, the world-renowned doctor. Then she calculated the exact time and took suicide pills. After confirming the time of death, the doctor immediately performed surgery to remove her heart to replace to the son. When he learned about everything, Clay felt ashamed and lose the courage to live on. The price of this heart was too great. He couldn't accept it. The surgery was very successful. But Clay's body rejected the new heart. His mother encouraged him. "You do it yourself, Clay. I'm not my dad. I tried, Mom. Really, I did, but I'm just not him. I don't want you to be." She told Clay the truth about his father's death. Clay's father regularly beat his family. Once, when he was about to beat Clay, I said leave him alone. To keep Clay from the burden, his mother used a hypnosis method that made him forget everything that night. At the same time, she deceived him that his father was extremely elite. She just didn't expect that her compliment would put pressure on her son. It made Clay always live in his father's obsession. He thought that in his mother's eyes, he couldn't forever be like his father. "You're 100 times the man he was." Thanks to this sentence, Clay regained the courage to carry his mother's heart and was completely awake. Because of that, Jack and Sam were wanted. It's just that Sam still wanted to escape. "I can't go with you. They want you. You're the one who injected the heart, not me." Unexpectedly, Jack got the evidence. "Your fingerprints were all on the syringe." While everyone hadn't dared to reach out, Sam had been the one who held the poison syringe. Seeing this, Sam immediately apologized for Jack to forgive her and threw the evidence away. But Jack's heart had turned cold. Sam was beautiful but didn't deserve any pity.